only I had a door. We have a barn door right here, and the guy who installed it did not do it correctly, and he just like put his 70-pound door, like drilled it into the drywall instead of the studs. So we don't have a door. Please ignore. But I'm getting ready. My grandparents are coming over right now. They're gonna drop my mom off. She's from out of town, and my brother, but clearly I need to get ready. So let's get started, shall we? Who says that? Let's get started, shall we? Let's get started, shall we? I don't know how to do makeup, so please do not follow my routine. This is just like attempting to make myself look better. I don't know what I'm doing. But I wanted to talk about, I was sitting here getting ready. I was doing my eyelashes, and I was thinking about how like I just had my second baby and how different it is this time. Not just like taking care of the baby, but like, because that obviously comes easier the second time because you know what you're doing, but also because I feel like I just know myself better now as a mom than the first go around, right? Because the first time you become a mom, you know who you are pre-baby, right? Pre-parenthood. And you have all these hobbies, you have all these things that you like to do, you have all these things in their life that you think are important to you. And then you have a baby and all of that changes. The way that you dress, you take 20, however many years to learn how to dress yourself, what looks good on your body, and then your body changes. And you have to learn how to dress yourself all over again, which is so fun. Your body just looks different. You have to learn how to appreciate the way that your body looks. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. It is possible, but it does take time. And then what else changes? Oh, like the things that you think matter, they don't matter to you anymore. Like my career used to be the most important thing in my life, and honestly something that gave me a sense of identity. And then I had a baby and I was like, I don't even want to work anymore. Like the most important thing in my life besides my marriage and God, like the thing that gave me identity just became completely unimportant to me, which is crazy. I think that is something that like God honestly did for me, was parenthood. I remember saying before I had a baby, I was like, I'm ready for my life to not be my own, which is a terrifying statement to make, because that is truly what motherhood is you are become a servant for your children and for your household, which is a good thing. You know, obviously you want your kids to respect you, but for the first like couple years of their life, you are serving them, you are raising them, they need you. So their needs in some ways become more important than yours. So and you instinctually move in that direction, you know what I mean? Like it's not like you're resisting it. I mean, a little bit you resist it. A part of you like completely changes, and your identity changes. I can hear Chit. He's making lots of noise, but your identity completely changes. And at first at least for me, there was a lot of resistance to that. Like I couldn't go to the gym every day after work like I wanted to. I mean, you could bring your baby, but things that you enjoy that came so easy to you just become more difficult. So we tried taking the baby to the gym, but anyway, my point is, like, the things that I used to come so easy to me that I enjoyed doing no longer were easy, or I was no longer interested in them. And there's actually a word for this shift in mentality, shift in hormones, shift in like, honestly, like worldview and paradigm that occurs after you have a baby, and it's called matrescence. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but I came upon this term. It's like a kind of like a hot topic term that is like kind of floating around social media right now, and I think it's a pretty interesting thing. I don't know who coined the term. I'm not like a professional on this topic at all, but matrescence. What is matrescence? Matrescence is basically like adolescence, like puberty. Like, you know, when you go through puberty and you become a child and then you become an adolescent and then you become an adult, right? Like puberty is like very shocking to your system. Like your hormones are shifting, your identity is changing from a child to like pubescent, and you start like getting breasts or whatever goes on, you know, when you become an adult. Your body's changing. It takes years for your body to adjust to the new hormones, to the new whatever's going on, the new identity that you're taking on. The things that you used to enjoy are changing, and the things that you used to think are important change. And as we all know, puberty is like hard. So the same thing happens to you when you become a mom. Your hormones change, everything about you changes, and at least in my experience, and it is shocking to the system. And if you don't really know what's like, or know what's going on, or expect that to happen, it can be very shocking to the system. It can be very depressing. It can be lonely, especially if you don't have other people around you who are mothers. I'm sure a little bit of this might happen to fathers too, but I know specifically for moms because your hormones change so much. And matrescence is a good thing, but it's a lot of adjustment, right? So with my second baby, I had already gone through that process, right? Where I was at like kind of understanding that I like was just different, right? I was already kind of in the thick of motherhood. So when I had my second baby, anyway, I already knew who I was as a mom. So the second time around, it wasn't so hard. And I honestly feel like I'm fine-tuning now. I'm in the stage of like fine-tuning who I am as a mom. I know like how to make myself look put together in like 0.5 seconds. And like I just care a lot less about the minute details of my appearance, honestly, because I have so many other things that I'm more concerned about. So quick and easy. I have a journal entry, actually, I was thinking about that I remember writing, where I talked about, because I used to be so lonely as a mom. I used to be so lonely. I didn't have any mom friends. Then the Lord moved us up here to Washington. We had no idea why God wanted us here, where we are. And, but we just felt it. I can't explain it. God told us to move to Washington. That's the only way I can explain it. And so we did. And then when we moved up here, we started going to this new church, and I found a community of moms who were just in the same life stage as me. And it is so refreshing to find that and to have friends who just get it and who are just going through the same thing as you. You know what I mean? And you just connect with them, and they come over and you don't have to put makeup on and your house is a mess, and they get it. They understand. They don't have any expectations on you. And that's not to say that like my friends who don't have kids, like I love them and I cherish them so much. I really do. And I think it's important for you to have friends who don't have kids for a multitude of reasons, but to have people who understand what you're going through and your life stage it makes you feel so much less lonely, because they understand matrescence. They understand what it's like to lose a part of yourself and to have something even better grow. And back to what I was saying about the journal entry, I have a journal entry that talks about this, because it was a year, I believe it was probably like 15, 16 months when I wrote this journal entry, and I just talked about like how I felt like this is gonna sound so cheese, but this is what I wrote in my journal entry. I talked about like, I feel like like a butterfly, like I'm in a cocoon, and when I finally come out of this like dark place that I'm in, I'm going to feel so, like I'm just excited to get to know what's on the other side and the person that I'm going to become, because I feel like I'm in a transitional stage right now. And it feels so true, because now after having my second baby, like getting to know myself has been so fun, and like reacquainting myself with the things that are important to me, and just kind of understanding that like it's okay to let go of some things and to let new things come in. And I really feel like God has just been there with me through it all. When I say that, he was with me in those dark places when I felt like I had no one, and he gave me the wonderful gift of a beautiful group of women who I just really love. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on and on about that, but I guess my encouragement to you is, if you are in those early stages of motherhood, it took me probably a good 2 years postpartum to feel like, okay, I'm getting the hang of motherhood, my hormones are regulating, I know how to dress myself at least a little bit more than I did in the beginning, and things are looking up. I have people who understand me, and I'm not so alone. I still have moments of loneliness, you know. Spending more time around children than you do adults can feel lonely. My husband is amazing, and he gets it too. You know, he understands what it's like, because he's here with me too. We both work from home. But anyway, my encouragement to you is, if you're in those early stages, it gets better. Motherhood gets easier. You get to learn who you are as a person, and that's really fun and challenging to you, and it's good to challenge yourself, it's good to change, it's good to grow, because that's so necessary to become a mom, and to love your children well, and to love your family well, and to love yourself well, to really challenge the things that go, what really is important in life? What I thought was important really isn't. And what I think is important right now might change. The only thing that is constant, honestly, is the Lord, and the Lord tells me and shows me what is important in my life, and helps the things that are unimportant fall away. So you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. And you're gonna have moments where you feel like, I'm getting it, I got this, I'm doing great. And then you're gonna have moments where you're like, this sucks. But those moments are fleeting, and motherhood is amazing. And if you don't have kids, motherhood is amazing, and it is so worth it. It's so life-changing, and in the best ways possible. I love my kids, I love my children, and I wouldn't have it no other way. Anyway, I'm done getting ready. I gotta do my hair. I have people coming over in 30 minutes, and I have to make lunch, so see you later. Bye.